We've seen violence portrayed on the drum corps field before, but the Mandarins might be taking it to a new level this season. Picture a center pole decorated with skulls and dripping with blood. How's that for intense? We're going to find out all about their show, subTerra, this time for the DCI News Network and Field Pass. Well, joining us from Sacramento, California, in fact, straight out of rehearsal, I think, Mario Ramirez, the creative director of the Mandarins, and Katie Birch, a second-year mellophone for the Mandarins. Hey, y'all, how you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Hello, fantastic.
How's rehearsal in Sacramento today?
Windy. Very windy, but it's going great.
Good. You guys have had a phenomenal start of the season. To say that you picked things up in terms of momentum where you left off last year is kind of an understatement. I mean, you came out and beat your opening score from last year. Does it feel as good inside the core, Katie, as it looks outside right now?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of us are really fired up about all the hard work we're putting in, and it's really coming out strong. And I think that our trajectory is set up for a really successful season.
I don't expect any hard number or percentage here, but just Mario and Katie, how many returning vets do you think you had this year? What roughly do you think was the percentage?
Well, I don't know. I mean, just color guard wise, for me, we have maybe 10. And that's about it. For the core, I don't know, but I mean, we do have maybe 40% around there.
Mm-hmm. 45.
You must have had a great audition season then.
We did, yeah.
Lots of people.
Yeah. What was the off season like, Katie?
Lots of hard work, especially in the horn line. So we'd have camps every month, and we would have video assignments for not just musically, but also for visually. So we would set up a Google Classroom, and we would be ranked and all. There's a lot of logistics behind it, but it was definitely a lot of hard work on the musical side. So we have a hard book this year, so we had to work really hard on it.
Mario, did you do the same with color guard?
We didn't. The color guard's a little bit different for us because we don't really host our final audition till April camp. And then, so we had a couple of camps, one in December and one in January. And we solidified a couple of spots only. We had some, understanding of who, but we didn't really contract them. Come April, the ending of April is when we solidified the color guard. From there, we just had 3 weeks before move-ins after that. So that's when we put everything together with the color guard. So we did not do off-season, but most of them come from winter guard programs. So they're already getting some work in from their staff. So we were able to solidify them, get them together, and start working and workshopping.
Are you pleased with where they are this early on?
Are we ever pleased?
Well, no, never 100%. No, I get that. But I mean, this early in the season, give me your assessment.
Yes and no. Yes, I am very pleased of what they have done. I know what it could be or what they have given me. So I always want more, and to be honest with you, these past couple of shows up here in Sacramento, we've been on grass and we've been on, out the outside. So it's been really windy and every color out there have been struggling to, keep their equipment in their hand. There's so much wind,
Wow.
I mean, it's that kind of crazy, but I am very happy with the way they're pushing and the way the whole drum corps is pushing, actually. Yeah.
Well, all right, let's talk a little bit about subTerra. I talked to DCI Artistic Director Lee Carlson before the start of the season about the program. It's a fascinating premise. Mario, can you sum it up for us?
Yeah, I mean, subTerra is, it's an underground tribe. Underground, not necessarily meaning under the ground, but meaning private, secretive, being our own identity. It's a tribe that goes to places to find a home that no one knows about. And when we are caught by an intruder, now we're no longer safe and we have to end his journey for us to be able to go now somewhere else, to continue being, our hidden tribe.
It sounds really dramatic, Katie. Is it a lot of fun to perform it?
It's so much fun, especially with all of the visuals and the amount of choreography and all of the design features. They had to sit down with the core to explain everything, and I think that's very, very vital to our performance factor because we really, really get to get into the character. And when they give us choreography, they get to say, now this is why you're doing it. So it's not just, all right, do a plie here and look this way. It's a do a plie here because you're reacting to there's an intruder in your home kind of thing.
Mario, describe the set pieces to us.
Well, the set pieces right now, we have a center pole with skulls on them, but it has blood dripping down on it.
Okay.
That's our ceremonial, gathering, that center stage. We have also 5 wagons. And these wagons are not just your typical wagons. They are our interpretation of our wagons that we made in this underground, city. So they're full of metal, spikes, stuff like that. And we have 14 other poles also with mud on them and skulls on them to give you that, that vibe of an underground and hidden and dark, mysterious, kind of crazy look to it. But
almost a tomb, right?
Yeah. The thing is, when you look back at subTerra, subTerra originated from this underground city found in Turkey. And I found it to be really fascinating that there was a huge city underground and no one knew about it. When we start looking at pictures, there's all this mud and tunnels and stuff like that. So we put our twist to it with some of the skulls on it. I think it's great. I mean, I think the field setup is great, and it makes me feel immediately something's going to happen. I love that.
And the costuming, is it very cavemanish? What, describe it.
The costuming right now is not very cave-esque. It's more tribal-esque, I would say.
Okay.
I have the color guard in nudes and put tattoos all over their body, some fur, some spikes. We're using a lot of safety pins this year to give it that really cool, edgy look, but also to make it feel like they created this out of scraps wherever they come from.
Okay.
And the drum corps created the uniform for them, also with tattoos to make the whole thing, be one cohesive idea. They're more of the elegant, they're more of the warriors, they're more of I would say, the soldiers of the tribe.
Well, Katie, besides having to plie with hate or revenge or whatever you call it, how else are you characterizing these people that live underground in Turkey?
Yeah, so I think a big character aspect is just when we had that core talk, we talked a lot about family. And I think that when the intruder comes in, it's more of when he first comes in, it's like, to protect everyone here, because that's really what we're all about. It's all about that cohesive unit. And I think you can translate that into drum corps as well, like not just with subTerra, but as a family, because we have to take care of each other. So it's just like throughout the show, they can give us different ideas and different characters that we get to portray out to the audience, and I think it's really, really fascinating.
Katie, what are you looking forward to the most about this season?
Oof, I honestly, the reason I came to Mandarins is because I wanted to be a part of a group that was going to grow into something amazing, and it was already amazing, but it's going to something that everyone's going to appreciate, and I think that's what we're starting to get to this last couple of years is people are starting to realize what amazing things we're doing here, and I'm just very, very excited to be a part of that this year.
Mario, what will be a successful Mandarin season for you?
Honestly, it's successful to me is them maximizing what we have intended to be maximized. Every time we perform, I always look at the audience throughout different movements to see their reaction. And I love seeing their reaction. And at the end of the show, when we're doing the last hit, I look back at them to see how they feel. And they start to stand up and they start to stand up and clap. And at the end, they're just like, they're yelling and they're standing. And to me, that's already success, captivating the audience, which is why we do shows, theatrical show productions. that's already to me successful.
Well, Mario, Katie, we have started something here called the Box 5 Deep Dive, and it's just a quick attempt to get to know the two of you better. Now, usually we've done this with one subject answering the questions, but you know what? Let's try it with a team here, and if we get two answers, fine. If you come up with one together, that's fine too. Okay, you ready to play?
Yep.
Okay, Box 5 question number 1. What is your favorite drum corps show of all time? Thank you.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
um,
You want to take this one?
sure. I'm gonna probably say Blue Devils, Fellini-esque.
Okay, that was actually Artistic Director Lee Carlson's favorite show. Katie, you don't have to pick a different one. You can pick whatever one you want.
That's the one. One of my visual techs. She was in it, so it inspired me to do drum corps. So.
Okay, Fellini-esque it is. Box 5 question number 2, and we're modifying it for you guys. What is the best drum corps meal you've ever eaten?
Oh, I know this.
How's the food truck there at Mandarins, Katie?
It is the best food in DCI.
Yeah? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's your favorite that they make?
Mac and cheese, by far.
Okay. All right.
Very good.
Mario?
Well,
and it doesn't have to be Mandarins. You've got a long career here.
Okay. Well, I would say Yamato when we had ribs, steak, and shrimp.
Ooh, yeah. I'll take that any day. Box 5 question number 3. What is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to marching music?
I think my biggest pet peeve is people not understanding the evolution and the growth of the activity and just, giving those negative comments because they want to see something from back in the day and not understanding that it's growing. I think that's what gets me down. Like, we all have opinions, but you got to grow with it as well,
Negativity then, all right?
Yeah.
Katie, you're on board with that?
I'm on board with that. That's a good answer.
That's a great answer. Okay, number 4. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt? Well, Mario, if you weren't designing for marching music programs and color guards, what do you think you'd be doing?
Okay. Well, I think that I would probably just, I'm a costume designer as well. So if I'm not doing that, you want to go somewhere else? Or
well, no, whatever comes to mind. So if you're going to be designing costumes for Broadway?
No, I think I would probably go into the FBI behavior analysis.
Oh,
yeah.
Very interesting. I went a completely different direction.
Yeah.
Wait, Katie, what are you studying?
Well, I'm actually a psychology major at my college, yeah. And I want to teach AP psychology. So after the Coast Guard.
After the Coast Guard.
Yep.
Okay. You know what? You've got a lot of time to dream about what you would be doing if you weren't doing the cool things you're doing right now. So that's fine. All right, box 5 question number 5. This one you might have to have a little teamwork on.
Okay.
I've given you unlimited wealth, and you're going to start a drum corps. What do you name that drum corps?
You're the creative one.
Oh, that's a hard one.
You've got international drum corps experience too. You've seen how a lot of people approach the naming process.
I do, but this is gonna be a little selfish. I would probably say Diamante because that's my Winter Guard program.
Okay, all right.
So
there
that's
you
what
go.
I would name my drum corps.
Perfect. Yeah. Do you have a fantasy name, Katie?
Nope.
No. All right. Well, see, now when you're on tour and it's late at night, you got nothing to do, think of a drum corps name. Pass that around to us.
Love that.
Guys, thank you so much. We really appreciate your help, and good luck, Mandarins. We'll see you when you come east.
Thank you so much. We'll see you there.
Hey, there's much more with creative director Mario Ramirez and Mandarins member Katie Birch in the Field Pass audio podcast, available now from SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts.